when it comes to logical reasoning, I've found that actually it's kind of interesting where logical reasoning stems and question answers sometimes require you to have a degree of creativity, in that you have to be able to figure out, hey, what if this scenario could happen that would be like the assumption, that would break the assumption that the conclusion is making, or maybe sometimes answer choices phrase things, relatively simple ideas in ways that are not very intuitive when you first read them. And these all sort of require a degree of flexibility and thought, imagination, creativity, whatever you want to call it. I was just wondering if there's a way to systematically, improve the speed at which, because if you have like a minute and a half to try to unravel this, quickly, is there any way to improve that? Is it just like we talked about, experience with dealing with these kind of problems? There's focusing really hard on getting the first initial couple, because usually these more like tricky question, imagination type of questions tend to be more like 13 to like 20. Just general tips, I guess, if you had any.
One of the possibilities you mentioned, I think the one that sticks the most with me is the idea of recognizing it, in part because you've seen it before. So familiarity. The LSAT's a test of pattern recognition more than anything else. And so especially when the wording is not ideal as LSAT articulates it, which of course is by design,
right.
If you have already interpreted that phrasing in the past, then it's not as unfamiliar on test day. When they say this crazy phrase, it really means this simple thing.
Right.
So even abstract formal logic words like antecedent and consequent, or different ways they refer to classic logical fallacies, or the different parts of an argument like counter premise. If you've already interpreted those before and it's become part of the LSAT language in your vocabulary, then you can speed through it much better. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.